The United States Army has recently relaxed a little bit on their tattoo policy. I'm Christopher Chaos, and let's talk about those changes. What's up, my friends? U.S. Army veteran Christopher Chaos, and today I want to talk to you about some of the changes that the Army has recently announced as of June 22nd, 2022 in a memorandum that changes the current tattoo policy for the Army. Real quick, the previous version of it just basically made it to where anything from the wrist down, not authorized with the exception of a ring tattoo. So if you had like a wedding band tattoo on your finger, that was fine. And anything from the neck up, not authorized. There is now a little bit of leniency in those areas. Most likely to probably allow more people to possibly join the Army, to be relaxed a little bit for certain types of tattoos. So let's start off with talking about how they've relaxed a little bit on the hands. As I mentioned previously, you couldn't have anything on the hands before, with the exception of one ring tattoo per hand, but they have now relaxed it a little bit on that to now allow one tattoo per hand on either the palm or the top of your hand, as long as it is not larger than 1 inch all the way around. So if you were to take a 1-inch circle, right, and then place it over that tattoo on your hand, whether it be on the top of your hand or on the palm of your hand, as long as that piece of paper that's 1 inch all the way around could cover that tattoo, you'd be okay. Small little star, some small little happy face on your hand would probably be okay, as long as, like I said, it's less than 1 inch all the way around. But again, just be aware, it is limited to 1 per hand. So you cannot have like a couple of smiley faces, even though they're small, it's still only 1 per hand. Maybe if you had 2 small happy faces, then maybe you get a waiver for that kind of a thing. But if you're looking to get in without having to go through the hassle of getting a waiver, 1 per hand. It does change a little bit too when it comes to the fingers, because they consider it kind of a different part of the policy. So you can have as many tattoos, I guess, as you want on the fingers, as long as it's not visible when you make a fist. So when you're standing at the position of attention type of thing, you have your fist closed, you cannot see those tattoos, with the exception of the ring ones that I mentioned before. So that means technically you could do thug life on the inside of your fingers, just not on the outside of your fingers. Now, with those small tattoos, the same policies still apply as before. You couldn't have anything sexist, racist, or somehow offensive. So even if it was a small, let's say, swastika or something like that, that would still not be authorized, even if it's less than 1 inch in size. So moving from the hands, let's move to the neck, as they have lightened some of the restrictions on the neck as well. Now, where they've lightened up is only on the back of the neck. So the back of the neck, you can have a tattoo as long as it is not larger than 2 inches all the way around. So you still can't have something up the side of your neck kind of a thing, certain areas of the neck, the front of the neck, or whatever, but the back of the neck, that's okay, as long as it still meets those requirements of less than 2 inches or 2 inches or less, and it still can't be racist, sexist, or offensive. Now, no changes to the face or the head, but there is a little bit of a change to behind the ear. So if you have a small tattoo behind the ear, as long as it is not larger than 1 inch all the way around, that's okay, and it also cannot go past your earlobe. So these changes now allow a little bit of small tattoos, maybe on the hands, inside the fingers, back of the neck, behind the ear, no changes to the face and head, and no other really body part changes. All the other stuff kind of applies as the previous policy states. So this could potentially allow people that maybe had some small little tattoos that before would have required them to have to get a waiver for it or just disqualified them from joining, now potentially allows them to be able to join. And I guess it would still apply for soldiers that are currently in the Army. If they wanted to get a small happy face tattoo on the top of their hand, then sure, I guess that would be allowed, because now it meets the standards of what's allowed under the new Army's tattoo policy. That went into effect June 22nd, 2022, so it is currently in effect as of making this video, unless after this video something changes to where they revert back, because that could always happen, because there was a point in time in the Army where, my tattoos were authorized, and then after I got out, they actually made that kind of a tattoo policy unauthorized for new people joining in, but people that were currently in were kind of grandfathered in, but then they went back to the old tattoo policy. So unless something changes between now and then some small tattoos on the hands, the back of the neck, the back of the ear are fine. What are your thoughts? Do you think this is okay? Do you think it's still unprofessional no matter how big it is or how small it is on the hand or the back of the neck or behind the ear? You shouldn't have any in that area because you don't want it to show in the dress uniform or in the combat uniform, because that's kind of why they had it in the first place, was they didn't want these tattoos showing up in the combat uniform or in the dress uniform. But do you think it's okay having these small tattoos, or do you think it's unprofessional? I think it's okay. I mean, I even think you probably get away with maybe even a little bit more. Maybe a little bit larger of tattoo on the hand would probably be okay, as long as it still meets those kind of same standards of not being offensive or racist or anything. The back of the neck, I feel like, is okay too. I think they should still keep it the way of nothing on the front of the neck, maybe, or maybe allow maybe some small ones to come up a little bit over the collar to kind of get away with, which I have seen some people kind of do that through a waiver process to kind of get away with it a little bit. But even allow that without a waiver, I think would be okay. Definitely keep it no tattoos on the face. I definitely don't think that you should have tattoos on the face. I would probably be okay with, you know, maybe something on the inside of the lip, maybe. That'd probably be fine, maybe, because it's not really visible unless you're really pulling your lip down to expose that kind of tattoo. So I think you probably could relax on that. Behind the ear, I think, is fine. So, and nothing on top of the head. Probably still keep it the way like that. So I would probably be okay with them even relaxing it a little bit further, and I think it'd still be okay. The thing you probably gotta understand is that tattoos are way, way more common nowadays compared to, let's say, 20, 30 years ago type of thing, where, you know, maybe back then people only had small tattoos on their arms, but now it's actually pretty common that people have full-on like arm tattoos and body tattoos and all sorts of stuff. But let's still not get crazy, and let's not do no Mike Tyson face tattoos or anything wild and crazy. So what are your thoughts? Leave me comments down below. If you'd be interested in learning about the full-on Army tattoo policy, you can check out this video right here. Just keep in mind that I made that video before these new changes here, so it may kind of reflect a little bit differently there. So check that out. Check out links down in the description box down below. I'm Christopher Chaos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya.